You're lying next to someone who loves you, and it feels like they're not there. No argument, nothing you said or did, just absence. A quiet that sits in the room and makes you question everything you thought was solid. And the instinct is to treat this like a relationship problem, to push, to ask what's wrong, to start cataloging the distance as evidence. But this isn't what you think it is. What you're watching isn't emotional withdrawal. It's neurological. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand something most couples never figure out, including the one pattern that looks exactly like rejection, but is actually the opposite of it. Connection takes energy, the same kind that gets spent on decisions, on stress, on just holding yourself together through a hard day. When someone runs out of that, the brain starts cutting things. And what gets cut first isn't work. It isn't functioning. It's intimacy. The brain starts treating closeness like something it can't afford right now. Not because your partner stopped loving you, because there's simply nothing left to give. Here are 5 patterns that show up when this happens. Each one looks like a relationship problem. None of them are. Pattern 1. The silence that feels like rejection. Putting what you feel into words takes real effort. You have to find the language, anticipate how it'll land, manage what comes back. When you're already empty, that cost becomes unaffordable. So the exhausted person goes quiet. One-word answers, phone in hand, eyes somewhere else. From the outside, it reads as, "They don't want to talk to me." What's actually happening? I used every word I had today. I'm trying not to break. And then the trap springs. The confused partner pushes for conversation, the one thing the exhausted person cannot give right now. They retreat further. And now there's real distance where there was only depletion. Think of a time someone's silence made you certain they were angry at you. Chances are, they weren't. Pattern 2. The irritability that isn't about you. Chronic exhaustion narrows the brain. The part of the brain that adds context, nuance, and measured response goes quiet. What takes over only knows 2 states: threat or not threat. Addition the sink becomes evidence of something. A reasonable question sounds like an accusation. And underneath the reaction, they know. They know it's disproportionate, which piles guilt on top of depletion. They're now trying to hold it together for both of you, while having nothing left for themselves. What looks like anger directed at you is a nervous system that's lost its dimmer switch. It is not about you. You've probably been on both sides of this one. Pattern 3. The touch avoidance. There's a bonding hormone that creates the desire for closeness, and a stress hormone that shuts it down. They can't run at the same time. When someone is chronically exhausted, stress is running the show. And when stress is running the show, the body stops. This is the one most people misread completely. The exhausted person isn't just going quiet when you engage. They start avoiding the interaction before it begins. Excuses to stay in another room, bed early, strategically unavailable. From the outside, this reads as, "They don't want to be around me anymore." But here's what's actually happening. Someone that depleted knows, on some level, that the version of themselves showing up right now is not the version this relationship deserves. They know if they engage, they might say something sharp. They might not have the warmth or patience this person they love has earned. So they withdraw. Not to protect themselves from you, to protect you from what exhaustion has made them. It's a strange, self-defeating form of care, pulling away to preserve the thing they're most afraid of losing. Send this to someone who needs to understand why you've gone quiet. Sometimes a video says it better than you can. So if this is what's actually happening, the real question becomes, what do you do with it? 3 things that actually move the needle. Name it. Without blame, without drama. I think I'm running on empty, and I'm worried it's affecting us. That sentence turns invisible distance into something you can both work with. You cannot navigate a mystery. You can navigate a named problem. Keep the smallest connection alive. Intimacy during depletion doesn't look like long conversations or physical closeness. It looks like a moment of real eye contact. A hand on a shoulder with nothing attached to it. A text that just says, "I see you." These aren't compromises. In a depleted period, they are the entire architecture of the relationship. They say, "You still exist to me, even when I have nothing left." Separate the person from the state. Mental exhaustion is temporary. The person inside it is not their depletion. When you start filing away the silence, the snapping, the withdrawal as evidence of who they are, you've stopped responding to your partner. You've started responding to their worst hour. The relationship lives in that distinction. John Bowlby called it a secure base. Not passion, not grand gestures. Just the knowledge that there's someone you can come back to when you have nothing left. Someone who won't hold your emptiness against you. Someone who doesn't need you to be okay in order to love you. That is what exhaustion tests in a relationship. Not the strength of the feeling, the structure underneath it. Whether this can function as a harbor, a place where you don't have to be more than you currently are. Most relationships can. The ones that fall apart aren't the ones that go through depletion. They're the ones that misread it as abandonment and respond to it accordingly. The silence is not what you think. The distance is not what it looks like. And the person pulling away from you at their most exhausted, they might be doing the only thing they know how to do to protect what they love most.